So get started, log in, go ahead and find your name and initial your name. Ever see numbers there to remind you.
Okay, so the importance of the walkthroughs today, I think, is to give us all an opportunity to see how other teachers use differentiating strategies as a way for us to reflect on our own teaching practices and what we're doing and maybe what we're not doing in our classrooms that we could potentially start doing.
The purpose of the walkthroughs was to kind of get a baseline where we are right now as a school in terms of using differentiation strategies to reach all students.
Dr. Simos's class, it was a piano class, and he actually had a different song for every student in the class to learn, and that was able to gauge their ability to play on whatever level, and it made them feel a lot more comfortable doing what they did today.
I really like the use of political cartoons in the social studies department. It was a great visual. Of course, I'm an art teacher, so it was great to see some drawing implemented with word maps and question prompts.
Sure, so I observed a health class and I loved how I picked up different teaching strategies and different ways to lead to student discussions and challenge students. So I think it's really important to observe others because sometimes you're so stuck in your own little bubble, and getting outside of that bubble really makes you think about different ways to improve your teaching.
And there was a social studies teacher that I saw that had kids on Chromebooks, and they were also using textbooks. And whatever handout he had given them, it was pretty clear that some of that information could only be obtained in either one of those sources.
I appreciate it very much. I especially like the fact that I could see some classes other than science. The math and ESOL was a good variety, and I would enjoy seeing some science classes as well as maybe AP chemistry sometime.
And the dance class in particular I was so impressed with because it was so student-led. So when I walked in, there was a student leading the warm-up, and the teacher is of course observing and making sure that everything is going as it should, but then she asked them to get into their groups, and this was an interesting example of differentiation where the students in a way sort of grouped themselves. So she had choreographers audition dancers, and then they put together their own groups and they did the choreography, so that's what they were reviewing. And so I noticed one group was sitting down on the floor and the choreographer had it all written out and they were going over it on paper. But then another group was standing up and working through the moves physically. And so clearly these two groups had different approaches to learning the dance, and they just kind of worked that out on their own, which I thought was just a great example of peer-to-peer learning and understanding your own learning style and so forth.
I want to thank everyone for playing such a vital role in today's walkthroughs. You may be wondering, why exactly are we doing walkthroughs and how often are we going to do them? I want to say to you simply that the way we get better at the work we do is to watch others do the same work and reflect on our practices. So getting inside our colleagues' classrooms and seeing the amazing work that they are doing is a way for us to share all of the lessons and all of the work that we're doing to meet the needs of students here at Northwood. Our demographics are changing, the needs of our students are growing, and the way we meet those challenges is we rely on the expertise of the folks who are right next door, who have all the answers that we need. I believe that all of the answers that we need to making sure that Northwood students are successful are here in this building. Thank you very much for being open-minded, and I look forward to repeating this process with you soon.